Imagine picking up a knife to cut that juicy fruit you enjoy so much, only to realize your fingers simply don't respond as they should. The fruit escapes, rolling across your kitchen counter, and you feel that familiar frustration growing in your chest. The simplest tasks, like peeling an orange or slicing a melon, have become daily challenges that highlight how your independence is slowly slipping through your fingers. Have you ever wondered if some of the fruits you consume daily might be contributing to worsening Parkinson's symptoms or even accelerating disease progression? Perhaps that juice you drink every morning, thinking you're taking care of your health, is actually making your tremors worse, intensifying your muscle rigidity, or making your movements even slower and more difficult. For years, we've been taught that all fruits are beneficial for health, especially for seniors. But modern science is revealing a more complex truth. Some fruits, when consumed in excess or at specific times, can interfere with your medication or increase inflammatory processes in the brain, accelerating the neuronal degeneration typical of Parkinson's. As a nutritionist specializing in neurodegenerative diseases, I've followed hundreds of Parkinson's patients and observed surprising patterns of improvement when certain fruits are removed from daily diets. Today, I'll share with you 7 fruits that may be silently aggravating your symptoms or accelerating Parkinson's progression. And more importantly, I'll show you healthy alternatives that may even help slow disease progression and improve your quality of life. Imagine being able to perform simple tasks more easily, feel less stiffness when waking up, or experience days with significantly reduced tremors. Small changes in your diet can make a surprising difference in your daily symptoms, and you're about to discover exactly what those changes are. Before we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Leave a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you might have. If you or someone you love is facing the daily challenges of Parkinson's and seeking reliable, science-based information explained simply, this channel was created especially for you. Here we regularly share practical strategies, exercises, and tips that have helped hundreds of people regain small and large independences in their daily lives. Click the subscribe button now. It's completely free. That way, you won't miss any techniques that could make a difference in your quality of life or that of your loved one. Let's start by talking about the first fruit that may be accelerating Parkinson's progression: soursop, also known as graviola. Among the many tropical fruits we regularly consume, soursop stands out as an apparently healthy fruit, rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. But how exactly can soursop affect people with Parkinson's? Let's explore together. Scientific research has demonstrated that soursop contains compounds called annonaceous acetogenins, which, although they have anti-cancer properties, also show neurotoxicity. Epidemiological studies conducted in regions where consumption of this fruit is high, such as the Caribbean and parts of South America, have shown a higher incidence of atypical Parkinsonian syndromes. These neurotoxic compounds in soursop can damage dopamine-producing brain cells, the very same cells that are already compromised in Parkinson's disease. Regular and prolonged consumption of soursop, whether as fruit, juice, or supplement, can accelerate neuronal degeneration and intensify symptoms such as tremors, muscle rigidity, and slowness of movement. For patients already diagnosed with Parkinson's, this fruit can interfere with medication effectiveness, especially levodopa, reducing its therapeutic benefits. As a healthy alternative to soursop, I recommend consuming red fruits like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, which are rich in neuroprotective antioxidants and have no known neurotoxic effects. The second fruit that may be silently aggravating Parkinson's symptoms are very sweet fruits, especially when consumed alone or as concentrated juice. Watermelon, raisins, overripe mangoes, and very ripe bananas are examples of fruits with a high glycemic index. The problem with these foods for people with Parkinson's is related to the blood glucose spikes they cause. When we consume very sweet fruits, especially on an empty stomach or alone, our body experiences a rapid increase in blood sugar, followed by an equally rapid drop. These sharp glucose fluctuations can trigger inflammatory processes in the brain and increase oxidative stress, factors that accelerate neuronal death in Parkinson's patients. Additionally, the resulting insulin spikes can interfere with the absorption of Parkinson's medications, diminishing their effectiveness. Many of my patients report significant worsening of tremors and muscle rigidity after consuming very sweet fruit juices or dried fruits concentrated in sugar. As an alternative, I recommend consuming fruits with a low glycemic index, such as apples, pears, and oranges, always accompanied by a source of protein or healthy fat, like nuts or plain yogurt, to reduce the impact on blood sugar. Before moving on to the next topic, I want to open a space for something extremely valuable: your own experience. Have you discovered any technique, small trick, or adaptation that has helped you better deal with Parkinson's on a daily basis? You know, that simple solution you found and thought, why didn't anyone tell me this before? Sometimes, the best strategies come from those who live with the reality of the disease every day, not from books or clinical studies. Share with us in the comments. You can simply copy and complete the phrase, "One thing I discovered that really helped me was..." Your contribution might seem small to you, but it could be exactly what someone else has been looking for months or years. I've seen people transform their lives after learning tips from other members of our community in the comments, and that's more powerful than any advice I can give alone. Let's make this space a true bank of collective wisdom, where everyone learns and grows together. Now let's continue with our third fruit that may be aggravating Parkinson's symptoms. The third fruit that deserves special attention is avocado, but with an important caveat. Avocado itself is extremely nutritious and beneficial for brain health, rich in healthy fats and antioxidants. However, for people with Parkinson's, the problem isn't with the avocado itself, but with the timing of when it's consumed in relation to medication. Avocado is a fruit rich in proteins and fats that, when consumed with or close to the time of taking levodopa, the main medication used in Parkinson's treatment, can significantly reduce its absorption. Proteins compete with levodopa for absorption in the intestine and for passage through the blood-brain barrier, diminishing the amount of medication that reaches the brain. Many patients who consume avocado at breakfast along with their first daily dose of levodopa experience what we call a more intense on-off phenomenon, with shorter periods of symptom relief and early return of tremors and rigidity. The solution isn't to eliminate avocado from your diet, but to consume it at the right times. I recommend waiting at least 1 hour after taking medication before consuming protein and fat-rich foods like avocado. Alternatively, reserve avocado consumption for the afternoon or evening when you're less active and the need for mobility is lower. Our fourth problematic fruit for people with Parkinson's is very ripe papaya. Although papaya is excellent for digestion and rich in vitamins, when very ripe it contains high levels of tyramine, a substance that can interact negatively with certain medications used in Parkinson's treatment, especially MAO-B inhibitors, such as selegiline and rasagiline. Tyramine, when combined with these medications, can cause dangerous hypertensive crises, characterized by sudden increases in blood pressure, intense headaches, nausea, and in extreme cases, even risk of stroke. Additionally, very ripe papaya has a high glycemic index, contributing to the inflammatory problems we discussed earlier. The solution is simple. Prefer papaya that's still firm, just right or slightly ripe, avoiding those that are very soft with dark spots. Papaya, at the right point of ripening, still offers all the digestive and nutritional benefits, but with safer levels of tyramine. If you're taking MAO-B inhibitors, consult your neurologist about a complete list of tyramine-containing foods that should be limited or avoided. The fifth fruit on our list that may be complicating Parkinson's is acai, especially in the form it's typically consumed in commercial preparations with added sweeteners, syrups, and sugar. Pure acai is an extremely nutritious fruit, rich in antioxidants and with neuroprotective potential. The problem lies in commercial and processed mixtures that transform this superfood into a bomb of refined sugar and additives. These mixtures cause intense glycemic spikes which, as we've explained, increase brain inflammation and can accelerate neuronal degeneration. Additionally, many commercial acai preparations contain preservatives, colorings, and artificial flavorings that can act as mild neurotoxins, aggravating Parkinson's symptoms over time. Recent research has shown that food additives such as monosodium glutamate, aspartame, and artificial colorings can cross the blood-brain barrier and contribute to oxidative stress in the brain. If you enjoy acai, opt for pure product, without added sugar, and naturally sweeten with fruits like banana or strawberry. Completely avoid ready-made and industrialized mixtures, preferring to prepare your own bowl at home with natural ingredients. If this information is helpful to you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to ensure you'll receive more content like this every week, created especially for those living with Parkinson's. Our subscribers always receive news first, and have access to all our previous videos that form a true guide to living better despite the challenges of the disease. Click the subscribe button now. It's quick, free, and can make a big difference in your daily life. The sixth fruit that may be negatively affecting the course of Parkinson's are citrus fruits, such as oranges, lemons, and tangerines, when consumed together with certain Parkinson's medications. Citrus fruits are rich in vitamin C and flavonoids, extremely beneficial substances for general health. However, they contain compounds that can interfere with the absorption and metabolism of various medications, including some used in Parkinson's treatment. For example, citrus juices, especially grapefruit juice, can inhibit enzymes in the intestine and liver, responsible for metabolizing medications such as amantadine and some dopamine agonists. This can result in higher than expected blood levels of the medication, increasing the risk of side effects such as dyskinesias, involuntary movements, hallucinations, and cardiovascular problems. On the other hand, the acidity of these fruits can decrease levodopa effectiveness when taken simultaneously. The solution is simple. Maintain an interval of at least 30 minutes between consuming citrus fruits or their juices and taking Parkinson's medication. Ideally, consult your pharmacist or doctor about specific interactions with the medications you use. The seventh and final fruit on our list is the most surprising: apples, but only when consumed with non-organic peels. Conventional non-organic apples are frequently among the fruits most contaminated by pesticides and agrochemicals. Epidemiological studies have established a strong correlation between exposure to certain pesticides and increased risk of Parkinson's development and progression. Compounds such as paraquat, rotenone, and organophosphates can cross the blood-brain barrier and directly damage dopaminergic neurons, exactly those that are already compromised in Parkinson's disease. Regular consumption of conventional fruits with high levels of pesticide residues represents chronic exposure to low doses of these neurotoxins, which can accelerate disease progression in already diagnosed patients. I'm not suggesting you eliminate apples from your diet, as they are extremely nutritious and beneficial. The solution is to prefer organic apples whenever possible, or, if this isn't viable, wash conventional apples very well with water and baking soda, which has been shown to be effective in removing certain pesticides. As a last resort, remove the peel, although this also eliminates many valuable nutrients. For people with Parkinson's seeking to improve their quality of life and possibly slow disease progression, careful attention to diet offers a powerful and accessible tool. Avoiding soursop due to its neurotoxic compounds, limiting very sweet fruits to prevent inflammatory glycemic spikes, being careful with the timing of avocado consumption in relation to medication, avoiding very ripe papaya for its tyramine levels, preferring pure acai instead of sugary mixtures, separating citrus consumption from medication intake, and opting for organic apples to reduce exposure to neurotoxic pesticides. These simple dietary changes can result in significant improvements in symptom control and overall well-being. You've probably noticed how difficult it is to find specific information on how to deal with Parkinson's on a daily basis, especially content that really understands your reality. That's why our channel exists, to be that place where you find clear answers, without complicated medical terminology, and without false promises. By subscribing to the Beyond Parkinson channel, you join thousands of people who, like you, seek to live better, despite Parkinson's. Beyond our weekly videos with practical tips, our community in the comments shares experiences and offers support. We've received moving messages from subscribers who managed to return to activities they had abandoned using our techniques, from walking in the park to playing with grandchildren. We're not promising miracles, but rather small daily victories that, added together, transform quality of life. If this makes sense to you, click now on the subscribe button. It's free and may be the first step to discovering new possibilities for your well-being. Remember, knowledge is a powerful tool, and we want to share that with you every week.